So, I'm Bob, and my lecture is about designing at a startup, the highs and the lows. This is how design flows. I'm a web and broadcast designer, teacher, illustrator, and sometimes an animator, and now currently the art director at Jovie App. So what is Jovie? Good luck.
And see, don't you let them know. When now I know.
So this is it. It's very simple. It's even slightly idiotic to put. Wait, let's finish. It's 1U3. It's the first part of a story, the second is that's you, and the third to complete it. Before that, a couple of lectures ago, Odette talked about the storytelling. So this is actually storytelling. Everybody can make a Jovie. It's quite simple.
Do you want to build a snowman? Okay, bye.
We supply a bank of scenes that the users can choose from. Each scene is made from a pre-made start and end, and all the user has to do is to put himself in the middle, and then just share it. This is the flow of actually the product. The clips are fun and easy to make. Everybody can take a selfie, and the jokes are just ready to go viral. See how simple is this? This is very, very simple. So, when our CEO, Orel, first showed me the idea, this is what he had. It was on a TV conference, and he just had up like an A4 and came to me, oh, I have a cool idea, you have to see it. I just looked at it and smiled and said, oh, it's so simple, so I have to go there and check it out. With Elifneh, our product manager, we started working on the specs. This is the actual wireframes we're having in the first days. Pretty quick, we had a vague idea about what we are dealing here, and started working on the design. As a designer, you start the design process based on things you have. You cannot design from thin air. You have to base your design on something. And at this point, I didn't have so much. Usually I start with the brand, designing from concept instead from UI. But we had such an extreme timetable, it had to be done at the same time. We learned a lot about the UI from other video apps, that they were quite boring as a design perspective. We decided that we need to let the content speak for itself. The app shouldn't be designed too much. The content here is the main issue. At the same time, we kept in mind that we wanted the app to shine and not to be like other apps. We thought about our target audience, 12 to 17 years old, but also grown-ups who want to fool around with cool and make funny videos. There is a thin line between making it useful for the user and the playfulness and richness that will appeal to our target group. Everything needs to be familiar and still surprise and excite the users. If it won't be familiar, they won't know what to do. But if it's too boring, okay, it's going to look like YouTube again. So you have to manage yourself inside the design. Everything affects the design, even the categories that you saw in the previous slide. That defined our color scheme, the categories. We thought about movie posters and how the target users will consume the information they see. This is the first categories we had in the app. Each category had a color to differentiate itself from other categories. We had to differ two types of information cells: templates that the user can create from, and clips that the user generates. This is the template, and this is the clip. We needed to make them different because the user will scan the page, and he needs to know which type can do what. Instead of working vertically and drill down on one design, I've started experimenting on different types of layouts. This is feed number 2. The first one was 1. It's the same content all over again, but different design for each cell. Here it is again. Same content, but different approach. We were looking for the perfect feed for our app. It's quite difficult. You can do everything, and you can do a lot of drafts, but you need to find the perfect one that say, okay, this is it. Here is it again. Templates area versus clip areas. Lots of tests, and each area got tweaked like hundreds of times. Here is it again. Minor changes make a huge difference. Here you can see the drafts for the category page filled with templates. The same content, but in different ways to present it. It's like endless loops of design. It's like it was endless. Drafts upon draft upon draft. We were at 1, and this is the 10th version. You mess around with lots of concepts and different ideas, and when you change something, it affects all other pages in the app. So this is the feed. This is one version of the feed. This is feed number 11, and this is the user page of this feed. And this is the editor screen and the share screen of this page. For almost every feed that you saw earlier, it had all other pages, designed in the same manner. Small changes, small tweaks, but again, design all over again. Even the brand evolved during those endless design sessions. This is the app icon for this version of logo. Seriously, it's like crazy. You can clearly see how the brand evolved, broken down to just triangle and a circle. You can do everything with every shape. And I chosen the triangle and the circle, and you can do everything with it. This is the final app icon. Simple, clear, distinctive, and bold. That means everything, what the app is all about. This is the source file for all the vector materials that I've made for Jovie. The design changes even influence the creation of the special typeface I've created for the logo. Here you can see the tests. And in this one, it's like a small font creation. So this is the final logo. The final result, it's all studded from just a record and a play button. That's it. And I have to say, this is one of the best logos I've designed, in my opinion. Well, after all those tries, we felt that we need to make a hard change to our graphic concept and came up with something fresh. I call it design pivot. Even the side menu was a matter of constant tries and tests. I had like 10 versions of the menu. This is just a few of them. With constant tweaking, the design evolved and the development kicking in. Time went by and we felt we have something we can work with, but still, it's not completely there. We had a lot of scalability issues that we needed to solve. Pages without content in them felt dim and heavy. The graphic identity of the product felt incomplete and not viable. It was a problem. If you don't have content in a page, how can you design it? You have nothing. I had to do something about it. And that's a true story. One day when our product manager was on vacation, I decided to make a design overhaul. It's like a design coup d'etat. So, based on everything I've learned in the past few months, writing this graphic roller coaster, I simplified the design, removing excess baggage and popping it up. Less is more when it comes to designing an app, but you have to be very precise on what you're taking out. Everything fell into the right place, and the evolution felt right, like the right thing to do. Now the design is scalable and easy to work with. For example, this is the onboarding process of the app. Registration and walkthrough, that they are colorful and engaging. Finally, I had a graphic language that I can have fun with it. This is the web and video, a mobile video page. Even the logo, this is a real shot of a jar we have in the office. Well, it's a conclusion that, trust me guys, if the designer is having fun, your user will have fun too. So, we have some cool and interesting ideas for our next version. It's available on the App Store, and download it and just have fun with it. So, in the end, designing at a startup is like riding a roller coaster. Sometimes you're up, and sometimes you're down. All you have to do is enjoy the ride. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bob.